Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Moduna and I am so glad you are here. Today I'm going to be taking you through how I make my pillar candles. This has been the most requested video. So some time back I posted a TikTok video showing how I make pillar candles, and honestly I did not expect it to blow up the way it did, and it really blew up. It got over 200,000 views, and since then a lot of people have been asking me to show them, teach them, provide a course, class, whatever it is on how I make pillar candles. And I'm not a teacher like that, so I thought, you know what, let me record the process and just show you guys how I make the candles from start to finish. Now this was a batch that I made for as gifts to give to some friends, and so you're going to see me making the melting the wax, mixing in the fragrance oils, preparing the molds and all of that good stuff. So let's get right into that. But at the end of this video I'm going to provide a detailed guide / ebook that you can get to help you get started on this journey of making pillar candles. If your desire is to sell these and create a business out of it, I think this guide is going to be what you're going to need, because I'm going to share the supplies that I use, the way I buy the molds, the waxes, just the exact recipe, formula, everything that you need to make these pillar candles from A to Z. And so just look out for that at the end of the video. So for now, you just follow along. I'll just be talking here and there and just showing you how I'm making the candles and what I am doing throughout the video. So to get started, you're definitely going to need a scale. I just like to use my kitchen scale. You're going to need a pitcher where you can mix your wax and your fragrance oil, and you're going to need also molds. I have a mix of candle molds. I have silicone molds and the acrylic molds, and I think they're sometimes called container molds. I'm not sure, but you're going to need molds if you're going to make structural candles like these ones. Also, you're going to need wick thread. I like to use a wick thread, and to get the wick through the molds I will use a needle. And then also you're going to need a mask, a pair of gloves, just to protect yourself, especially if you're going to be working with fragrance oils on a daily basis. You just want to, protect yourself from that exposure. And and also the gloves, just to prevent from getting the wax on your hands and all of that good stuff. So while the wax is melting, I like to prep the wicks, and I use the needle, like I mentioned, to get the wick thread through the molds. And before I get to that, I use a wax melter, but if you don't have a wax melter, you can use the double boiler method. It works just as well if that's what you have on hand. I just use a wax melter because that's what I have. So while the wax is melting, as I mentioned, I'm going to be putting through the wick through the molds and just prepping the molds, because it can take some time to get this done. Now, in order for you to get the wick through your mold, you have to have like a small opening on the mold, and I believe there are some tools that you can find either on Amazon, somewhere, that can help you punch through the holes in your molds in a professional manner. I made a mistake of using a knife, a kitchen knife, and so some of the molds have bigger holes to where sometimes the wax can seep through it and it's leaking. And I think in one of the clips I'll show you the huge mess that I made because of punching too big of a hole in this mold. So it's very important to be careful as you do that. But once you've got your wicks through into the mold, you can then just place your wick holders to keep the wick in place as you pour your wax. And so you're going to pour your wax into the molds. And for the container waxes, I think you saw that I was using Play-Doh. So I get Play-Doh from the dollar store. You want to use something to place at the bottom of the container wax, because the wick alone is not thick enough to block the wax from seeping through. So I like to put, like, you know, a little piece of Play-Doh at the bottom to keep the wax from seeping through. So don't forget that tip. That is very important. And yeah, once you have filled all your molds, you can leave them to set. I like to leave mine to set for about 4 to 6 hours. For the container molds, the acrylic ones, it will show on the outside, you know, there'll be some like uneven patches, and it's an indication to show you that it's not fully set. But once it's nice and clear and you can see the candle clearly, then it's ready to be unmolded. So I mentioned to you that the whole process of making pillar candles is pretty easy, but the tricky part comes where you have to, you know, like measure out the wax and the temperature at which you need to pour your fragrance oil into the wax, the temperature at which you need to pour the wax into the molds. It's different temperatures based on the different wax that you are using. But like I said, I'm going to, in my guide, in my ebook, I'm going to share the wax that I use. Therefore, I can give you my recipe, and in that recipe to give you the exact measurements, the exact temperatures that you're going to use when making these candles. So yeah, after about 4 to 6 hours, you can then unmold your candles and you're done. Like I said, it's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy process once you understand all of that science behind the temperatures. It is pretty easy, and I love the process of unmolding. And just look how beautiful these candles are, man. They are just so cute. I love the aesthetics. It just fits so well with my decor, and people love them. And so I just wrapped these up. Like I said, I made a big batch because I was giving them out as gifts, and I just wrapped them up and I was on my way. So that's about it. This is how you make pillar candles. Well, I was just showing you the process of how I make my pillar candles. And so this may not be an in-depth video or in-depth tutorial, but hey, if you want to do that, you can follow along with my guide. Click the link in my description box and you will get the guide. I think I'm going to attach a price to this guide. Nothing expensive, but I feel like when you attach a price to something, people are then more inclined to use whatever they purchased, and they just find value in it. Plus, I've spent so many months perfecting this formula, this recipe. So yeah, nothing too expensive, probably nothing more than $5 or something like that. But yeah, go get it if you want it. Otherwise, you can just so many resources on the internet on how to make candles. You can use that free resources. But yeah, if you want to make them the way I make them, go get that guide. For now, thank you so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate you, and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And also in the comments below, let me know how you make your own candles. If you make pillar candles, structural candles, or whatever it is, let's share the knowledge, because I know this has been a topic that has been popular, especially on TikTok. So yeah, let's share the knowledge. I love you guys. Take care. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.